So definitely got some interesting news from D23, and I actually want to talk about a few different Star Wars tidbits that obviously everyone's been talking about for the past 24 hours. Starting off with the film poster done by Drew Struzan, who's famous for doing all of the previous Star Wars posters for the prequels and the original trilogy. I definitely like this poster. I definitely like the way the poster looks. Working from the right to left, we have Adam Driver playing Kylo Ren holding the crossguard lightsaber, which again looks badass. In the middle, we got Daisy Ridley playing Rey. She's holding what believes to be Darth Plagueis staff that she's possibly stolen from, I'm not sure exactly what planet, but I haven't been reading too much up on that just because I want to try and remain as spoiler free going into this film as possible. In order to do that in this day and age, you can't really read up on a lot of news. And then we have John Boyega playing Finn. This is the first time we've seen him actually wielding a lightsaber that's currently active. I believe in the first trailer we see him holding a lightsaber, but it isn't active. He's looking badass. Him along with Adam Driver, I'm looking forward to those two characters the most. Anyone who's a fan of the HBO television show Girls, anyone who's a fan of Attack of the Block, know that John Boyega and Adam Driver are what's up. They're the real deal, and I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do. Then we got Harrison Ford at the bottom left-hand side of the poster as Han Solo, of course, looking as badass as ever. Who doesn't love Han Solo? I mean, he's arguably one of the most favorite, beloved characters in all of cinema, if you will. Overall, the way that this poster kind of just flows, and I kind of like how everything is kind of very parallel with each other. Lightsabers and staffs, including Harrison Ford's gun, all pointing in the same direction, so it just looks really symmetrical. It looks really cool. You kind of have this nice light-dark clash on the poster, which looks really cool. Only thing I don't like about the actual title on this, which is interesting, the fact that you have the Star and Wars, which is split, and then in between you have The Force Awakens, and I would personally like it if The Force Awakens was at the bottom of that, then followed by the date, but that's just a little nitpick that I had. Other than that, this is definitely a poster that I'm going to be ordering ASAP. I love the way it looks. Everything about this film has been solid. There hasn't really been one thing that I've read or seen about this film that I've said, you know what, this makes me nervous. Going all the way back to the point where Kathleen Kennedy announced that she had gotten J.J. Abrams to do the film, I was 110% on board with it. So this poster, out of like the first little tidbit of news that came out of D23 a day ago, love it. Going into the next little tidbit, which is episode 9, which I'm not necessarily as fond of this particular news as I was seeing this poster. Colin Trevorrow has been announced to be directing episode 9. Again, I didn't hate Jurassic World. I actually thought it was a very entertaining film. The problem with that is that, again, everything that I've seen from episode 7 and everything that I've seen from J.J. Abrams, given the fact that J.J. Abrams hasn't done a film that I've disliked, he's a really good director, I know it was difficult to get him to do episode 7 because obviously him being such a huge fan, it's such a huge commitment, and it's Star Wars. So, I mean, this is something that if you don't do correctly, you could end up ruining your career. I was kind of hoping that maybe we could get someone else and then possibly get him to come on and do episode 9. I have my fingers crossed that maybe he'd be willing to come back and do another one, and it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. Again, Colin Trevorrow working alongside obviously George Lucas, Kathleen Kennedy. He's probably gonna be working alongside J.J. Abrams. I'm not too worried necessarily about the script, and again, for what he had to work with Jurassic World, I think his directing was on point. It's just I kind of wanted somebody, I don't mean to sound harsh, but maybe someone with a little bit more talent. Colin Trevorrow, again, didn't do a bad job with Jurassic World. There's definitely some things that could have been done better with the film. I'm not super excited, but I'm not super down on it either. I'm not going to bash it. But that second piece of news, you know, less exciting, at least for me personally. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be like super on board with this because they love Jurassic World, and there's going to be some people like me who are kind of just like, we'll see what he does. And then there's some people that are going to hate it because I know there is a large group of people that didn't like Jurassic World despite all the money that it's made this summer. So the last little bit of news was the pretty much entire cast announcement of Rogue One, along with the very first photo that we've ever seen for the film. This is going to be directed by Gareth Edwards, the same director from the movie Godzilla from about a year ago. A film that I thought was decent, could have been better, but at the same time I thought it was a fairly decent reboot to the Godzilla franchise. As the first anthology film, it's going to include characters like Felicity Jones from last year's The Theory of Everything, Forrest Whitaker from The Butler a few years ago, and Ben Mendelsohn from, I believe more recently, a film that he was known from was The Place Beyond the Pines. Just listing off a few cast members. The cast is stacked. everyone that's in this film, all very talented actors and actresses. Definitely looking forward to seeing more from this film. I did see that leaked trailer that popped up online right around Comic-Con about a month ago, and that leaked trailer did look really good. It looked interesting. At the same time, I don't know too much about this film besides the fact that it's going to be based around the rebel group and their plan to steal the Death Star plans, and then obviously them succeeding at doing so, which kind of jumpstarts everything that happened in episode 4. So those are pretty much the 3 big things from D23, all of their Star Wars announcements. No new trailer, unfortunately, but at the same time, the film is like less than half a year away. So we're going to get 1, maybe 2 big trailers. Again, I'm going to be patient for that because I know they're going to be right around the corner. I like that they're fleshing out this future for this franchise and what they're going to do and how they're going to have a film essentially every year. And then you're going to have your episode 7, 8, 9, and then in between each one of them, you're going to have an anthology film, which I really like how they're doing that. Also, too, one last thing was Gwendolyn Christie. I believe her name is Captain Phasma. She is the person that's in the chrome stormtrooper outfit. That looks badass. I'm a huge Gwendolyn Christie fan. Judging by the way Captain Phasma has looked in the trailers and just kind of from all the initial screenshots that I've seen, she looks to be this generation's Boba Fett, which is really cool because I don't think we're ever going to really see her without that armor on. And judging by what J.J. Abrams said, which was this.
On the floor, they've displayed Captain Phasma's armor. It's so cool looking.
Is that cool?
Anything you can say about that character?
Oh my God, I can only say that Gwendolyn Christie is my favorite. She just killed it, and you know you think, well, what? It's wearing a costume, but it's a lot to wear, and to have a performance when you're wearing that, it requires a different kind of skill set and an additional sort of talent. And she's got it, and it's an incredible thing to work with her, and I'm glad that a character has been designed that is visually as stunning as that is, because she deserves it, and the fans do too. When I first saw that design, my mind was blown. It looks so undeniable.
It definitely looks like she's going to be doing probably more than 90% of her acting inside of that suit. So no complaints here. Gwendolyn Christie's solid, and I'm definitely looking forward to Captain Phasma in this episode 7 film and hopefully seeing more of her in the trailer as well. And just remember, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me some thumbs. And if you really liked it, go ahead and give me some subs. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.